So, Miami as school. The brief is to understand the challenges and opportunities to launch our e-learning platform. The challenge really is Miami as school wants to be there for anyone who wants Miami as school. So inspired by my personal experience, you got it before me here. So 4 years ago, I started my career in advertising with only one goal, to be in the strategy part. But I couldn't do this because I didn't have a strategy experience. And to get a strategy experience, I need to work as a strategy. So it's something like a chicken and egg. So I didn't know where to start. I have searched it and I found Miami Ad School, but that was way too much over my budget. So I worked it for 4 years. I saved the money that I need. Then I quit my job. I left everything that I have and I came here for this course. So if Miami Ad School had an online platform, it would be perfectly fit for me. And I believe that there is a lot of people like me. But why did I do everything like this? So what does Miami Ad School provide for that? It's a different kind of school. It's a partnership between education and industry. So what do they offer? It's instructors with real-world experience, connections with students from all over the world, mentorship from industry leaders, and at the end, that translates into a job. So every job that I've ever gotten has been a result of a connection from Miami Ad School. So the school is all about sharing experiences, sharing connections, knowledge, and human relations. And sharing shouldn't be limited on someone, or it will lose its meaning. So a lot of people are passionate about advertising, but few who can take the risk to go into. So for everyone who can't make it here, we are everywhere. Miami Ad School on. So our target audience is for everyone, but specifically people 21 to 35 years old, advertising professionals or with interest into advertising, and all over the world. And by everyone, I mean for everyone who wants to be a part of Miami Ad School, not just for anyone who's messing around. So the admission would be even harder than what we have here. They have to earn it. That's how can we protect the school reputation. And it's not more about how to reach them, it's about what to tell them. So past years, they had more than 600 Google search for Miami Ad School, not searching for an advertising course or creative course or an art course, just people searching for Miami Ad School. So everyone is looking out for them. So when it comes to what we are having and what they will be having, we are having better use of time. We are having great collaborative topics where students can ask questions or role play, can help students feel more valued. However, they will be saving money. They will be having more grade specific topics. They can take it anywhere, anytime. So it's traditional learning versus e-learning. However, Miami Ad School will give them everything online. So how can we do this? So the first thing is the better use of time for highly complex information. So what we are having here is during the class, we can interact with the instructors, we can ask, we can open up any topic if we didn't understand anything. However, online they can't have this. So the video lessons will be recorded on Black Mirror style. If you don't know this, it's a TV show. So during the video, they will be discussing several topics. So if the subject have like 10 topics or 10 subtopics, for example, if we're talking about the insight, whenever they finish this part, there will be a question about the insight. If he got it right, the video will be proceeding in the normal way. If he didn't get it right, the video will keep elaborating about the insight to make sure that he got it. So it will be more interactive than a normal video. And great collaborative topics. So there will be a live chat in every lesson. Whenever everyone is having any lesson, there will be a live chat beside him. So if there is like 10, 20, 50 people are having the same lesson at the same time, they will be having the option that they can connect, they can talk, they can discuss the topics that they are having. Help students feel more valued. Students in similar time zones will be placed into groups to work together on projects so that they can brainstorm and learn how to work in teams, the same that we are having here. Students learn from each other. There will be a global forum with open discussion about everything for each program, so students can discuss everything and share their knowledge. And students can ask questions or role-play situations. So students will choose an instructor to submit their work to. Their instructor will provide one-on-one conversation and feedback about the project. So we are trying to give them everything that we are having here, but online, without losing everything or anything, without risking anything. So let's get Miami Ad School online.
Great job, especially, you know, let's give it up again for one-man show here. And to the support group, yes, good job. But may I ask, because I didn't see any creative, was it truly you the whole time? But there, I didn't see any creative. So what happened to your creative partners? Wait, what? What happened?
It's a part that at some point I couldn't give them enough information to build on, like, for a concept.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so we'll talk offline maybe about how to make that work better for the next time, because it's going to matter. It's going to matter, you know, that there's creative. But I loved that you that this idea that you just pinpointed what sort of the opportunity for Miami Ad School, what it offers, this partnership between education and industry. I thought that was just well articulated as a stepping stone to get into where you're heading with your strategy. And I you know, I love that you have a concise insight and a concise strategy. I want to help you try to unlock maybe some more power to it. But I think you had a nice storytelling narrative in your whole presentation style, and it was very engaging, and I really appreciated that. So I thought your style and your approach was great. And so if there's an opportunity to help build kind of the content to help inspire the creative, you know, then and give us something to wrap our heads around. I'll just ask a few questions, because your target should be kind of the leaping off point before you get to your insight, describing who they are. It's not that once you have the insight and the strategy, so let's go after, right? It's really who is our core target for this offering, and so what are we going to tell them, right? And that's just a style that is there for a reason. It's not a choice. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a it's part of the strategic narrative. So just think about how you'd flip that. And I wonder, and why they have to have an interest in advertising, when part of the story is this gradual, which I didn't hear from you, but that's okay. But the gradual build, where you can imagine that would also be true, gradual interest on the part of the target. Back to some of the insights some of the other presentations have touched on, which I think is just true. Particularly as someone who lived this whole thing, right? I was you guys. I almost came here. I was lucky enough to be at a party at 3 a.m. when they were hiring an admin in the strategy department. After working in Wall Street and being like, "What the fuck am I doing here?" Because I'm taking illustration and painting classes at night. I got lucky, but it's a big risk. Everything you talked about. I wasn't sure I had an interest in advertising. I knew I had a more creative outlet than what was happening in market research at Smith Barney. This idea of creativity in general might be more of an interesting and true kind of definition of the audience to help unlock a strategy. Your strategy was for everyone who can't make it here, we are everywhere. There's something really nice about that thought, and I just want you to try to tighten it so that it's Miami Ad School's e-learning, makes, you know, it makes it possible for everyone to make it here. Is kind of a really nice idea. You know, that way of articulating that, because then you're also playing off the word make it. You know, I don't want to give you a stretch, but you have some nice thinking here, and I really I thought that was a really nice thought. It just wasn't quite something a creative could kind of build off from yet. But what was your insight? How did you articulate it? A lot of people with a passion. Oh, I don't want you to make it. You open it again. But was it a lot of people have the passion? Something like that. I just had to scratch. Sorry. It's okay. Again, if it's written as an observation versus how they feel or they believe, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people are passionate about advertising, but few who knows, no, few who want it. Where
Know how to get into it, kind of.
it disappeared.
It's okay. It's okay. Um, Oh, and then I think your reasons to believe, I guess, your shift. There was a really nice thought too. Sorry, and then I'll let Juan talk. But there was no grade. But the e-learning to and traditional learning, I thought that was a nice thought process of setting up sort of that they once were separate and mass brings them together. So I think you could close that loop a little with just the slides, just with like some sort of headline or transition. Just make that just clear that's your point because you spoke to it, and that was great. And I thought that was a really important kind of core of the mass sort of offering, right, that you could tap into as your story. And then you went into so much of the program details versus the program benefits. And what it sparked for me, and this is true, I think, for everyone, I've taken a lot of online courses. All those program details, they're great ideas because they exist in every online course. Like the opportunity to, there's much more collaboration. All these things that you brought up as great ideas, they're there. So either frame them as you did your research and you know they exist and you have to compete, like you want to show that you have all those tools at the the top level of in collaboration or whatever. But you can list them a little more high level as benefits. It's that you get the collaboration, but not so much detail. Unless they're new ideas, and that follows usually a campaign because then you're getting into product innovation or product details that maybe Pippa had asked for, which would be great for you to frame as whether this is now if you want to play best in class, you have to offer best in class, kind of whether it's actually industry observations you've made or just fresh ideas you have. Just set it up what those were. Okay.
I'm sorry that they are not here.
No, it's fine. I think that it's very brave that you came by yourself and presented your whole strategy because it really speaks up of the commitment you have with the class, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? For me, that's very important. In the industry, it's very important. And this is a classic example of why teamwork is important. Because it's not on you that maybe, yeah, there's an explanation why this happened, that maybe, I don't know, you didn't get to the key message on time or whatever it is. Exactly. It's something that we all should own the process. You know what I mean? It's not the creatives waiting for the strategy. It's the creatives hungry for the strategy. Be part of the process, talking with your planner, give away your opinion in terms of does it make sense? Is this enticing enough? Is this appealing? Is this a right angle? Are we agreeing all that we should go follow this direction? You know what I mean? So it hurts a little bit that what I see is like a crash in terms of teamwork, and it's super discouraging in a way because this is not what we want to see or this is not what we expect as teachers on this class. So again, I think your strategy, going to the presentation, I think that your strategy was pretty clear. I think that you did a great job. As Serena was saying, your storytelling was good. I think that you were very clear on where you were coming from, what's your angle, what's your take on it, and as she's saying, maybe that back-end portion of those details, it sounds interesting, because it really like brings home the fact that yeah, this is not the typical platform. Like you are gonna be able to interact with people from all over the world. You're gonna have the chance to pick your instructor. Like all of that is important, but that's again something that it's more of, if you want to call it technical, or practical sense of it, but it's so empty creatively that I wouldn't even know what to tell you. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a strategy. So it's next time, please. Like, there's no excuses in terms of like this can't happen. No way. You know.